I found out my husband was cheating. When I discovered the woman's identity, my life was ruined. His phone buzzed during dinner last Tuesday. I glanced over and saw a text that said, "Can't wait to see you tonight," with 3 heart emojis. My husband grabbed it immediately, laughed, and said, "Just a work thing," but he'd never been secretive about his phone before. I waited until he went to shower, then unlocked it with his code, our anniversary date. What I found in his messages made me physically sick. He'd been sleeping with someone for 6 months. There were hotel receipts from the Marriott downtown, 43 times. I counted every single one. Late night calls at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., times when he told me he was working late, deleted photos that weren't fully deleted, her in lingerie, him shirtless, both of them in bed together. My hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone, but that wasn't even the worst part. The contact name was just a red heart emoji, so I scrolled through weeks of their conversations looking for any clue about who she was. They talked about me constantly. She'd ask questions about our marriage, our bedroom, our future. He'd tell her things I told him in confidence. My fears about not being enough, my insecurities about my body. Then 3 weeks back, I saw it. She sent a photo holding our wedding album, the thick white one with gold lettering that sits on our living room shelf. I ran downstairs to check. It was still there, sitting exactly where it always was. My hands shook as I opened it, flipping through photos of the happiest day of my life. And tucked inside the back page was a note in handwriting I recognized immediately. It was from my sister, Kelsey. She'd written it 5 years ago during our wedding reception. A little message on hotel stationery about how happy she was for us, how she'd always looked up to our relationship, how she'd protect our marriage like it was her own. I read it 3 times before it fully hit me. My sister, the person I shared a bedroom with for 18 years, the maid of honor at my wedding, the godmother to the daughter I was 8 weeks pregnant with but hadn't told anyone yet. I called her immediately, voice breaking. "Where are you right now?" She paused for too long, then said, "Oh, I'm just leaving a hotel downtown." "Why? What's wrong?" "Which hotel?" I said. She hung up. I sat there on our living room floor, holding that note, staring at my phone. The shower was still running upstairs. I went back through every message with this new knowledge, and everything made sense. She knew details about our house because she'd been here hundreds of times. She knew my schedule because we talked every morning. She knew exactly when my husband would be alone. There was a message from 2 months ago where she wrote, "I feel terrible sometimes, but then I remember how you always got everything growing up." I wanted to throw up. My husband came out of the shower 20 minutes later, smiling, drying his hair. He asked, "What's for dessert?" Like nothing was wrong. I was sitting at the kitchen table, his phone in front of me, open to a hotel receipt from last Thursday, the day he said he was visiting his parents. I handed him the phone without saying anything and said, "You tell me." His face went completely white. He started stammering, "It's not what you think. I can explain." I pulled out Kelsey's wedding note and placed it next to the phone. He stopped talking. My sister showed up 30 minutes later. I didn't answer when she knocked, so she used her key, the one I'd given her for emergencies. She walked into the kitchen, mascara running, hair a mess, and saw both of us sitting there. She immediately started crying, saying it just happened, that they didn't mean for it to go this far, that she never wanted to hurt me. I asked her when it started. She looked at my husband, then back at me. "Your birthday," she whispered. "6 months ago, at your birthday dinner. When you went to get the cake from the kitchen, we kissed in the hallway. I threw up right there in the kitchen sink. That was the night I'd felt so loved, so grateful for my family. The night I'd given a whole speech about how lucky I was to have them both. When I finished throwing up, I walked past both of them, went upstairs and packed a bag. My husband followed me, begging, saying it was a mistake, that he loved me, that we could work through this. I turned to him and said, "I'm pregnant." He froze. Kelsey heard from downstairs and started crying harder. I grabbed my bag, walked out, and drove to my parents' house. The next morning, I went back when they were both gone. I packed all of Kelsey's belongings from our childhood. Every photo, every gift I'd ever given her. Birthday cards, letters from college, her favorite stuffed animal from when she was 6. I left everything in boxes on her apartment doorstep with the wedding note on top. Then I called our parents, told them everything. My mom showed up at Kelsey's place an hour later. My dad called my husband. Kelsey's been texting nonstop saying she's sorry, that she'll do anything, that she was jealous her whole life. I blocked her number yesterday. My husband served me with divorce papers this morning, trying to beat me to it, but I'd already filed 3 days ago.